Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of quick announcements before we get going here this morning. First of all, thank you for such a beautiful day so that we could be all outside today. In the event that you need to go inside, we are live streaming the broadcast of our graduation ceremony in the small gym. We also have a water tent that's located at the 50-yard line that's behind you. Also, our live stream is available for those who can't make it here today on our website. If you need to text anybody, let them know, and the recording of the posting will be shared after the ceremony. At this time, I'd like you to please rise. Kindly remove your hats. Graduates, you may maintain yours. As we pay observance to the singing of our national anthem, as performed by the Silver Creek class of 2018's Hannah Bruce.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the gates red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Hannah. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates in the class of 2018, welcome to the 16th annual commencement ceremony hosted by Silver Creek High School. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you and introduce our guests of honor today. St. Vrain Valley Assistant Superintendent of Assessment and Curriculum, Ms. Tori Teague. And I'd also like to introduce St. Vrain Valley Board of Education President, Mr. Bob Smith. At this time, it is my pleasure to be introducing our graduates who will be serving our country as members of the United States Armed Services. Please stand and remain standing as your name is called. Entering the United States Army is Adam Walter. Entering the United States Air Force is Annale Baudet. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have served our country as a member of the armed services, won't you please join them in standing at this time? And while there are fellow Raptors, friends, and family members that are serving our country the world over who cannot be here today, they're in our thoughts, they're in our prayers this Memorial Day weekend. Please join me in once again applauding and thanking our enlisting graduates and our servicemen and women for the freedoms we all so enjoy. In honor of Memorial Day, and for our graduates that are committing their service and protecting our country, we would like to welcome back the Silver Creek High School Band under the direction of Mr. Bill Legg and guest conductors from the class of 2018 performing for you the Liberty Bell March. Once again, under the direction of Mr. Bill Legg, your Silver Creek High School band, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, please welcome class of 2018's Jacob Betcher to the stage in his presentation of A Boy and His Dog.
I want to begin by asking you to first look to your left and then to your right. Well done, you accomplished that. Next to you are two very different and unique individuals. I want you to ask yourself, do I know the names of those who I sit next to? And if you don't, introduce yourself, and if you do, give one another a high five. Well done, once again, you accomplished that goal. As you finish, once again, think to yourself, do I know anything about them? Do I know their likes and their dislikes? What kind of music do they listen to, and what has made them who they are today? Your answers to these questions matter as they've directed and formed your path to reach graduation. We as the flock have all traveled here to Saturday, May 26th, 2018, by very different routes. We have each lived the last 1,371 days very differently, despite all having the same end goal and same destination in mind. I want you to consider, once again, those to your left and those to your right and ask, do I know how this person came to graduation day? Do I understand the path that they took and the actions that they did or did not take to get here? And while you consider the answers to those questions, I want to share a story with you that you may recall. Once upon a time, a shop owner placed a sign above his door that said, "Puppies for sale." A boy saw the sign and approached the owner and said, "How much are you going to sell the puppies for?" And the shop owner replied, "Anywhere from $30 to $50. The little boy pulled out some change from his pocket. He reached his palm out to the owner and said, "I have $2.37. Can I please look at them?" The shop owner smiled and whistled, and out of the kennel came Lady, who ran down the aisle of his shop, followed by 5 teeny tiny balls of fur. But one puppy was lagging considerably behind. Immediately, the little boy singled out the lagging, limping puppy and said, "What's wrong with that little dog?" The shop owner explained that the veterinarian had examined the little puppy and had discovered that it didn't have a hip socket. It would always be limp, and it would always, always, always be different from the rest. The little boy became excited, though, and proclaimed that is the puppy that I want to buy. But the shop owner replied, confused, and said, "No, you don't want to buy that little dog. In fact, if you really want him, I'll just give him to you." But then the little boy got quite upset. He looked straight into the shop owner's eyes, pointing his finger, and said, "I don't want you to give him to me. That little dog is worth every bit as much as all the other dogs, and in fact, I'll pay full price. In fact, I'll give you $2.37 now and 50 cents a month until I've paid off the dog." But the shop owner, so confused, countered, "You really, really don't want to buy this little dog. He's never going to be able to run and jump with you like the others. He won't be as valuable as a dog that has a hip socket." But to his surprise, the little boy reached down. He rolled up his pant leg to reveal a badly twisted, crippled left leg supported by a big metal brace. The little boy looked up at the shop owner and replied softly, "Well, I don't run so well myself, and that little puppy will need someone who understands." In this story, I see a young boy who recognizes his own imperfections. It is through this recognition that he chooses to understand the pain of another and to act upon this understanding in the form of compassion. This mere act of compassion builds the basis of relationship and what we know of as community. I see myself and everyone here reflected in that young boy. Each and every one of us is imperfect and yet has the opportunity to improve and to change our world through acts of empathy. We all have things that we struggle with throughout the day. We all have things that weigh us down, whether they're visible or not. We are all more alike than we are different. Over the course of the last 4 years, Silver Creek has served as the context and the setting of our collective stories. It has been our home base for building relationships, building discernment, and building our worldview. This school has served as our training ground for adulthood. Today, we'll take our next steps into the world by joining a branch of the military, the workforce, an institution of higher education, or perhaps some of us are even going to take a year to travel abroad and see the world. But as each of us go out into a broader space, a space that is much greater than one that is confined by those walls, I want you to seek understanding of those that surround you. I hope to encourage you to be like that little boy who, despite his flaws, chose to freely give his hope, his love, and his positivity to another. It is when we do this that we can craft a more unified and optimistic world. It is when we extend a hand of understanding in the pursuit of the betterment of relationships that we can create a lasting legacy. As you go from this place today with the memories and the knowledge that equip you, I hope that you recall the boy and his dog. That you remember that we are all indeed vulnerable people, just in need of understanding, love, and acceptance. As you walk away from this field today, and as you look at the world and those that surround you, choose to love, to accept, and to understand. I hope that you choose to look at others, even those that you may find different from yourself. Maybe they're even a little strange. In the same way that this imperfect little boy looked upon this imperfect little dog, with absolute unconditional love. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Guests and graduates, it's a pleasure at this time to welcome Parker Nicholas as she provides us with a tribute to teachers and introduces your honorable staff speaker selected by the class of 2018.
Today, we, the class of 2018, are here as confident individuals ready to take on the world. However, it is important to note that we did not start that way. 4 years ago, we started our high school journey, each in different places, fearful of what high school would hold for us. But today, we end our journey unified and fearless, prepared to embrace the challenges that lie before us. For this, we have what we call our common denominators to thank. Let me share my experience. The night before our freshman year, I sat in my kitchen sobbing. The realization that I was going into high school hit me all at once, I guess. And I remember shaking with fear. The fear that I wasn't going to meet anyone, the fear I wasn't going to fit in, and the worst ever, the fear of failure. It's ironic because I actually remember telling my parents through the tears, there's no way that I can graduate. And yet here I am. What I didn't know then, my night of tears, was the power of the common denominators, the teachers and staff at Silver Creek High School. Words cannot describe the impact you have had on not only our educational careers, but also our lives, helping us eliminate our fears. Going back to my story, I was an open enrolled student from Trowbridge Middle School. Do I have any Grizzlies out there? Attaway, yes, okay. While I was excited to have a clean slate and appreciated the fact that many people had no clue who I was, a huge part of me was frightened to be surrounded by strangers. Little did I know, like most of us, that some of the best conversations we would have in high school would be when we poked our heads into the front office. The most valuable lessons would come from our administrators, and the most memorable lunches would take place in our teachers' classrooms. Not only did you know our grade, but you also knew when we just weren't having the best day. You knew us. Yes, you taught us statistics and the significance of World War II, but more importantly, you taught us how to face and overcome our fears. In my eyes, and the eyes of many in our class, the two most important lessons you have bestowed upon us are, 1, find the value in failure. Our society has impressed upon us the idea that we must conform to succeed, and that perfection should be the end goal in everything we do. Through you, we have learned that we should not be striving for perfection, but instead we should be looking to be better than we were yesterday. We should embrace what most would call failure as an opportunity to distinguish what doesn't work, and then go back and try again. And 2, greatness cannot be achieved if we underestimate ourselves and try to fit in. While we started with the fear of not being accepted, we have learned that we cannot serve the world by playing the part of the person next to us. Rather, we must seek what makes us unique from those around us and use this asset to rise above the expectation that we are supposed to fit in. When I reflect on that frightful night in the kitchen, I am grateful that you have taught me not to let the fear of failure prevent me from fulfilling my potential. And I don't think I've kept this a secret, but because of your influence, someday I too will be a teacher. And it is my hope that I will be able to show aspiring individuals the power of failure and believing in themselves. I too want to be that common denominator who seeks unpolished and potential qualities, allowing students to see that they have the ability to manifest their own destiny. So today, 4 years later and lessons learned, we stand here on our last day as high schoolers, not with the fear or tears that we felt coming into high school, but because of you, our common denominators. We stand with the confidence and courage knowing that fear and failure do not hinder success. On behalf of the class of 2018, it's my honor to introduce one of Silver Creek's many common denominators, Mr. Brian Boer. Mr. Boer attended high school in London, England, and San Antonio, Texas. He earned his undergraduate degree in history from the University of Texas, his teaching credentials from the University of North Carolina, Asheville, and his master's in teaching history from Western Carolina University. He has taught for 19 years, 5 of which have been here at Silver Creek High School. When I asked Mr. Boer why he loves to teach, he said that, "I teach because I believe that democracy works best when the citizenry is educated. I also believe that public education serves to increase tolerance and equity." Mr. Boer's students admire his passion for teaching and history, genuine sense of humor, memorable lessons, and compassionate character. And yes, Mr. Boer, like you tell your students every day, we are glad that you are here. To Mr. Boer and all of our Silver Creek common denominators, if you will, we'd like all of our Silver Creek staff to stand. Our superheroes who eliminate fears and cast away doubt, but who are humble enough to call themselves teachers, the class of 2018, from the bottom of our hearts, thanks you.
Good morning, class of 2018.
Good morning, Mr. Boer.
Speaking on behalf of the Silver Creek staff and administration, let me say we are proud of you. Parents, siblings, and extended family, thank you for all you have done to support our graduates. It was a little awkward when I found out that Jacob was giving a speech on the exact same topic that I wanted to talk about, which is empathy. But rather than scrap my speech, I decided to write a speech that complements Jacob's. However, my speech will not talk about puppies. And as any 6-year-old or AP Psych student can tell you, speeches that talk about puppies are far more effective than speeches that do not talk about puppies. It's an honor to speak to you today. I imagine that some of you voted for me not because of what I teach, but because of how I teach. Empathy is my core teaching value. I endeavor to see my classroom from the eyes of every single student that walks into it. Creating a culture of empathy in my classroom allows me to better serve my students and better help them understand history. Now, this moment is about you, however, and I want to convince you of the importance of empathy. Empathy will make you better at whatever you do. You will be a better student, artist, doctor, mathematician, politician, scientist, employer, employee, teacher, historian, if you operate with empathy. Dan Pink, in his book A Whole New Mind, once said, "The one aptitude that's proven impossible for computers to reproduce and very difficult for faraway workers to match is empathy." Empathy will make you more valuable in your community, empathy will make you a better citizen, and empathy will make you a better person. Empathy isn't feeling sorry for someone. When you're sympathetic, you might feel something and then scroll on. Empathetic people actively support others. When you experience racism, sexism, or intolerance, what you do next is what matters. Recently, a student showed me a SCO Raptor meme about me where I was literally hitting students with love, understanding, and affection. Now, the meme is a bit ridiculous and hyperbolic, but I appreciate the idea that empathy is not soft. Empathy takes courage. There will be times when society seems broken and mustering empathy impossible. Your senior year was marred by multiple school shootings. These shootings left us feeling hopeless, disillusioned, and afraid. But do not become numb. Do not lose your faith in humanity. Improve humanity. I believe in you, I believe in the class of 2018, and I believe in your generation. If you are an empathetic person, you make violence less likely to happen. You are part of the solution. Now, I hope you're convinced on the importance of empathy. But you might be thinking, Jacob's empathetic, but that isn't me. Remember what Mr. Lathrop and Ms. Holtz taught you about a growth mindset. Empathy is a characteristic you can develop over time. And develop empathy can be fun. The next few years of your life are an opportunity to broaden your horizons and develop empathy. Here are a few suggestions. Travel. Moving or traveling to new places will allow you to see the world in a different light. Even if you stay in Longmont, take trips. I was lucky in that my dad was in the Army, and before I graduated from high school, I lived in Michigan, Germany, Kentucky, North Carolina, California, England, and then Texas. And this experience allowed me to see the world from different people's eyes. The next few years of your life, take advantage of the chances you have to go to new places and meet new people. The journey will open your eyes to the way you see the world. Expand your circle and have challenging conversations. Don't just surround yourself with like-minded people. In his speech at Senior Awards Night, Austin Leach talked about moving out of your echo chamber. Widen your social network. Talk to the people you don't understand or agree with. You can't walk a mile in someone's shoes if you can't even talk to that person. Elvis once said, "Son, don't criticize what you don't understand." Try to understand other people and their ideas. Challenge rancorous political climate by seeking out dialogue, not 280-character shouting matches. Here's some classic teacher advice. Read. Multiple studies have shown that people who read are better at empathy and understanding others. Joyce Carol Oates said, "Reading is the sole means by which we slip, involuntarily, almost helplessly, into another's skin." I'd like to finish by echoing Jacob. Carry a culture of empathy forward. Make your teachers proud not only of what you've done here at Silver Creek, but what you do once you graduate. Let's go Raptors.
Thank you, Mr. Boer, for providing us such wonderful insight into the ideal of empathy. Under the direction of Mr. Jeremy Skelton and accompanied by Mr. Les Dwyer, the Silver Creek Choir presents Bridge Over Troubled Water as a tribute to our graduating class and featuring graduating soloist Ben Willett and Taylor Sandel, along with Robert Hardwick on percussion.
I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge. you're down and out, when you're on the street, my lord, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort, I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down.
Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way.
See how they shine.
Oh, if you ever need a friend, I'm sailing right behind troubled water, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind.
I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay
Thank you, Mr. Skelton, Mr. Dwyer, and our combined senior choir. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brandy Vu as she presents to you No Regrets.
Ellen DeGeneres once said, "Look at us all wearing our robes. Usually when we are wearing a robe at 10 in the morning, it means we've given up." So I'd say we're off to a good start. About a month ago, I read an article about a hospice nurse who took care of patients in the last few months of their lives, and she asked them what their biggest regrets were. These are some of their responses. "I wish I pursued my dreams, not the expectations others had for me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had the courage to speak my mind. I wish I stayed in touch with my friends. I wish I had let myself be happy." As graduating high school students, we may not have had regrets like these yet. Ours right now are more along the lines of, "I wish I asked Mr. Banning for another donut," or "I wish I got to know more people here." While we can't go back and do these things, and we may not hold onto these regrets for long, we should take knowledge of them with us in the future so we don't have similar regrets at the ends of our lives. In our lifetime, we will change our jobs 10 to 15 times. Parents, don't get nervous. This statistic does not count living in your basement. We need to take risks in getting the career of our dreams, which will take trial and error. Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates dropped out of college to start their companies, Facebook and Microsoft. I'm not saying that dropping out of college will make us billionaires, but they are examples of what can happen if we follow our dreams and take a huge risk. If we fail, at least we tried. If we succeed, We could have the career of our dreams, and Kanye West could be asking us for a small loan of $1 billion. There will be times in college, in the military, in our jobs, where we will have the chance to take a risk or stay in our comfort zone. But doing something we feel is comfortable won't necessarily lead us to success. Lounging in sweats, watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air makes someone neither a prince nor very fresh. The chances we do not take today create the regrets we will have later. Change your major because your passions change, not because others tell you to. Cherish your family and friends more than your job. Tell people how you really feel. Do things that will keep you happy. You only have one life, unless you're a cat. How many of you have a friend in the graduating class of 2018? Your best friends might be sitting next to you, behind you, way on the other side. Hi, Megan. Or they're at home because apparently pets weren't allowed to come. Whoever our best friends are, we need to remember that the relationships we form throughout these 4 years or beyond take more effort to maintain than it did to create. Our friendships might seem easy now, but if we take a little bit of time to reach out when we're apart, it's worth it. Like Susan Polish-Schutz said, good friends must not always be together. It is the feeling of oneness when apart that proves a lasting friendship. The less we do to stay in touch with our friends, the more we might regret it when it's too late. The greatest obstacle to reaching your goals is doubt. If the phrases someday or maybe dictate your life, you'll ask for the raise you think you deserve someday. Maybe you'll finish that song you were writing, and you might become an otorhinolaryngologist. But what seems more painful, the realization that we could have done something different, or the hardships we'll have to endure to reach our goals? No matter what, we'll experience failure countless times in our lives. Struggle is inevitable, but success depends on the choices you make and the chances you take. Repeat the Miss Forbes chant, I know this, I've got this. And just do it. We truly will never know until we try. To all the young kids and friends here, dream big and be nice to whoever you're here for. High school is not like High School Musical. To be honest though, we did sing We're All in This Together, walking into the AP Calc exam after writing our wills. Now that I think about it, maybe it's a little bit like High School Musical. To the parents, relatives, and grandparents, I hope you've lived some of your dreams, and one's actually happening right now, seeing your son, daughter, grandchild, niece, or nephew pass a great milestone in life. The craziness does not end today. Please send care packages in 6 months. And most importantly, to all of my classmates, you don't have to be fearless, but don't let fear determine how you live your life. Trust your instincts and do what you love and love what you do. Stay in touch with your friends, take risks, laugh at your own jokes, make your life a full send. And just as the great Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But seriously, he had a point. You only live once, so do it with no regrets. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Brandy, and good luck at DU. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'll be recognizing our graduates who have achieved the highest of distinctions as designated by their stoles, cords, and medallions. The National Art Honor Society's intention is to inspire and recognize students who have shown an outstanding ability and interest in art. The NAHS strives to aid members in attaining the highest standards in art scholarship, character, and service, and to bring art education to the attention of the school and the community. Will students wearing the multi-strand primary colored cords designated in red, yellow, and blue please stand at this time and be recognized? The Future Business Leaders of America is adorned with blue stoles. This organization was founded in 1937 as a way to unite the many different student business organizations. Students having achieved this honor have served as local and/or state representatives. They have competed successfully at the regional level and participated in state and even national level competitions. Please stand and be recognized. The National Technical Honor Society strives to bring well-deserved recognition and attention to the 108 recognized technical education fields. Students earning this distinction have shown excellence in one of these fields. Purple, white, and silver adorn the stole and cords of these recipients. Please stand and be recognized. The Silver Creek Business Program completers wear the medallions which represent the successful completion of the Silver Creek Business Program and a completion of a business-related capstone project. Would you stand and be recognized? Future Farmers of America makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. The blue and yellow stoles signify membership into FFA. These students have met the requisite requirements of leadership, service, and a commitment to agricultural education. Won't you please stand and be recognized? Our next recognition will be given to students in our National Honor Society. They have met the prerequisite components of grade point average, achieving at least a 3.5 cumulative grade point average, and have engaged in a total of at least 48 community service hours. Denoting their membership are the traditional and oldest of the honor cords in yellow and blue. Please rise and be recognized if you are a member of our chapter of the National Honors Society. The Universal High School is a St. Vrain Valley School District approved high school program committed to empowering youth to pursue their areas of gifted, talented education, allowing for acceleration and committed study to their chosen field. Purple cords adorn the members of our UHS graduating class. Won't you please stand and be recognized? The National Speech and Debate Association honorees are represented with red and gray cords. These students have demonstrated competitive prowess, earning the requisite amount of competition experience points, having represented Silver Creek on the local, state, and national stage of the National Forensics League. Won't you please stand and be recognized? The following students are members of the Silver Creek Leadership Academy. These students have met the requirements of completing a senior capstone project in this 4-year program and have made numerous contributions to our school, our community, and developed partnerships in business, city government, and with nonprofit organizations. Denoting their accomplishment is the Silver Creek Leadership Medallion. Will our SCLA graduating class of 2018 seniors please stand and be recognized? Our academic top 10 students earned the greatest grade point averages amongst our class. At this time, will those students please stand and be recognized? Valedictorian and salutatorian are selected on the basis of the overall grade point average, and it is my pleasure to recognize Jenna Nielsen as our salutatorian, and to recognize Jason Brubaker as the class of 2018 valedictorian. Thank Thank you all. I'd like to congratulate all of our graduates and the many hours that you've put into our school and our community, the many honors that have been bestowed upon you and your class. Each year, it gets more difficult to even compare your class to another. Needless to say, you stand alone and above in the amount of prestige, the amount of awards that you've earned. The accolades continue to roll in upon your academic, artistic, and athletic merits. 720 school days ago, we were just getting acquainted and signing on to that banner to commit to graduate. I wasn't kidding then when I told you that this day would be here before you know it. Over the course of these 720 school days, this class of 2018 has left such a lasting impact at Silver Creek in academics, in arts, in athletics. Class of 2018, just 2 weeks ago, you were recognized as being in the top 5% of high schools nationwide by the U.S. News and World Report. Rare company, indeed. This is no easy task. It never has been. In fact, the criterion has grown ever more stringent to earn this. The requirements first look at how we are closing the achievement gap with underperforming students. I'll have you know that Silver Creek posted the greatest gains across the St. Vrain Valley in the Access, the annual Access exam, which demonstrates English language proficiency amongst our English learners. When looking at the performance of at-risk populations, we continue to excel. Some of our students have had to improve sometimes not just 1, not 2, but 3 years in 1 year. They have caught up and they are ready. This award, ever harder to achieve, takes into consideration a battery of additional performance indicators, looking at overall collegiate preparation, performance on advanced placement exams, depth of knowledge in English and math, not to mention that public schools of our size are growing fewer and far between in this recognition as public schools nationwide begin to downsize, specialize, make students take entrance exams, and become increasingly exclusive. And here, be it known, that to graduate from Silver Creek High School, it means something. It not only means that you've graduated from one of the best schools in the nation, of which there are over 26,000 secondary schools. It means you've graduated from one of the best schools in the world. Congratulations on that. Amongst all St. Vrain schools, you've the greatest passage rate of those taking advanced placement courses. In fact, class of 2018, you'll have well over 70 designated advanced placement scholars earning a 3 or better for college credit on 3 or more advanced placement exams when it is all said and done, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in college tuition. This class, as juniors and seniors, won 14 conference athletic championships. I resigned my position as Northern Conference president of 6 years because of the hushed comments of super athletes at Silver Creek that I had to endure each month, only making my resolve stronger to beat every school that much more. Although, I'm much more proud of the many all-state academic awards and some of you earning the greatest distinction in the state of Colorado with the greatest GPA within your athletics that you've earned. You've earned the National Yearbook of Excellence Award not once, but twice in the past 2 years, putting you in the top 2% of schools nationwide. This award by the Jostens Company highlights yearbooks who feature all students and work to make multiple efforts to include individuals and teams in the publication, highlighting the inclusive nature of our school. Your symphonic orchestra was juried and chosen to play at the Colorado Music Educators Conference as juniors. As seniors, I was spellbound by the original concertos that you composed and premiered at Silver Creek. Your choir has been juried amongst the top in the state and the nation. Your jazz band has scored straight ones from some of the most discerning judges in the state of Colorado while at the University of Northern Colorado. You've brought music to life, energizing crowds at halftime, through your pep bands, through your marching bands, and heck, you've even stolen the show at Channel 9 News on a Saturday morning with your First Line Jam Band. Your mathematics team placed in the top teams in the nation in the MC3 challenge. Your robotics team members are basically seeking world domination right now and have exhibited excellence time and again, racking up in an impressive 9 awards this year. You've won individual and team state championships. You've won gold keys and silver keys from the National Arts Foundation. As for individual accomplishments, the list continues to grow greater. AP Scholars, President's Scholarships, Betcher Scholar, several million in scholarships offered on account of your academic, artistic, and athletic fitness, as well as your service to our community. In this next exercise, I want you to stand up when you've won one of the accolades I mentioned, and then sit back down. Who here has been named as an all-state selection in music, band, choir, or orchestra? Please rise. Who here has been named as an all-conference, all-city, or all-state athlete? Who here has been on the honor roll? How about a National Merit semifinalist or finalist? Who's helped join in performing at the Royal Madrigal Feast? Wassail, wassail. Who here has contributed more than 100 hours of community service? How about 200? How about 300? 400? Congratulations. Who here has won a poetry slam? Yes. Who here has been awarded at our annual St. Vrain Valley School District Art Show? Who here is a state champion as a team or an individual in athletics, be it here at Silver Creek or in a private sport? Who here has been named to one of those all-academic athletic teams for the state of Colorado? Who here is a regional champion in We the People? Lastly, who here has been awarded a scholarship to attend college next year? Class of 2018, I've taken great joy in watching you grow as students, musicians, athletes, and as individuals. I've watched you owned that field, that field, that field, this field, that gym, that auditorium. I've seen you perform in all of your glory. I've watched the gut-wrenching defeats, the exuberant accomplishments. I could not be more proud of what you have accomplished, what you have earned, and the bar for which you have set for all other future classes to climb over. All 290 of you in this class of 2018, whether it was beating Ms. Norris's whistle in the morning, or passing that final class, or the nuanced individual struggles which we must all overcome, I'm so very proud of every single one of you for your contributions to our school and on your accomplishment to get here today. Each of you are a tough act to follow. Your class is an extremely tough act to follow. Class of 2018, all of this excellence, all of your ambition, it doesn't occur by way of coincidence. It comes to fruition by the way of hard work, determination, perseverance. These key qualities, they have led you here today, and they will carry you much, much further beyond Silver Creek. We all have many people to thank for the accomplishment that you're celebrating today. Some of you knew from kindergarten that you would someday be graduating a Raptor. Others' journey may have taken several twists and turns. Yet for a select few, you represent the first in your family to graduate from high school. Without the help of so many, we would not be here to experience your momentous occasion today. And let me take a moment to acknowledge some very deserving people. I want to thank our grounds crew and operations crew for getting the event ready today. They look terrific. Good job. I want to thank our broadcast team back in the back who will be broadcasting and publishing today's event. I'd like to thank our band, our choir, for your support today. Thank you. Our front office for always covering the details. To our custodial staff, thank you for keeping us up and running. You guys do a wonderful job. Thank you to our counselors for the role that you play in getting kids here today and beyond. I'd like to thank our friends at the Longmont Police Department and Emergency Services working hand in hand with us to keep us all safe. I'd like to thank our teachers too for your steadfast efforts to provide a world-class education to these scholars. It goes without saying, thank you to our fellow administrators for the endless days, the many nights, and always putting your best foot forward on behalf of our kids. Thank you. And to our families, thank you for being here, the untold support you provided to these graduates while on their journey here at Silver Creek and in the next steps of their life. Graduates, join me. So take a good look around. From this vantage point, we can see the elementary schools that many of you attended, that middle school that was a stepping stone to greatness, and this campus, which you'll forever be tied to as an alum. Take a good look around right now. We aren't any longer a fringe rural community in Southwest Longmont, but you have put us squarely on the map, a force to be reckoned with. Your grace, your focus, and your contributions to your school and community are only outweighed by your indomitable spirit. When I saw the looks in the eyes of those elementary kids the other day, when we were on our graduations walk, they want to be just like you, every single one of you. In fact, one little boy, he was clad in his mortarboard hat that he had constructed, so proud of it, and he hoisted a sign, and it said, "Roses are red, violets are blue. When I grow up, I want to be a graduate just like you." Well, you've ignited another generation who wants to be Raptors. I'm almost done. I think you have great taste in music, too. Yes, thankfully, you chose a favorite artist of mine, Macklemore, and Good Old Days is your class song. I'm sorry if I just ruined it for you. I truly do love the Mac, not because of his shunning of mainstream labels, sick beats, or salty collaborations. I love his music for the message and his unnerving nature to address social issues with such keen intellect. In the song Good Old Days, the Mac talks about the potential regrets of a lost youth, of focusing too much on the future and missing the moments. In fact, he shares, "Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe we'll always look back and think it was better than what it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past, while missing out on the now." While missing out on the now. Don't ever miss out on the now. This, right here, this is one of those incredible moments that you should hold dear for the rest of your life. Your high school graduation day, May the 26th, 2018. The value of this moment is the culmination of 13 years of a commitment to education. 720 school days later, since you signed on to commit to graduate, and now the only thing standing in your way of receiving that diploma is the admission that, yes, thank you, Mr. Boer, I was the originator of the Instagram account Go Raptors at Silver Creek. And I have several more memes to share with you today. I know, I'm just kidding. but I will find you. Oh, I will find you, Mr. or Ms. Sco Raptors. And class of 2018, please, don't forget to have a sense of humor along the way. It may just save the day. Thank you. And with the utmost sincerity, class of 2018, it is my pleasure at this time to commence in awarding you your hard-earned and well-deserved Silver Creek High School diplomas.
Is this my mic? Yeah, let's go. Yep. Yep. Go ahead, Barb. Hannah Marie Alexiev. Luke Stephen Allen. Abigail Caitlin Allison. Tanner Cole Ambrose. Riley Christine Anderson. Mateo Martin Aparicio. Althea Ann Landrito Aquino. Luis Armando Ariano Soto. Kyle Joseph Ashby. Lauren Zoe Baker. Jonathan Charles Ballard. Homero Horacio Barraza. Faith Ann Barton. Anale Kiano Lohoa Kapolinia Bode, I think. Zachary Richard Beckwith. Sarah Gwyneth Bedell. Travis Johnson Bicknell. Maya Joyce Beekert. Callista Rose Bird. Colin Miles Black. Emma Kathleen Blazer. Thomas Joseph Blazon III. Jacob Tyler Betcher. Emma Christine Bonka. Lauren Elizabeth Bondi. Laura Addison Booth. Holly Angela Bosley. Micah Harris Bozeman. Joshua Davis Botkin. Joseph Dominic Bova. Christian Scott Bradley. Lisbeth Briones Macias. Hunter Maxwell Brooks. Wyatt Keith Joseph Brothers. Abigail Grace Brown. Jason Lee Randall Brubaker. Hannah Marie Bruce. Benjamin Richard Buckley. Seth Patrick Burgess. Madison Carbajal. Jack Abraham Carlo. Celeste Cece Carrillo. Jesse William S. Carter. Elliot Keegan Cassidy. Tyler Michael Cernak. Emily May Chambers. Erin Elizabeth Chandler. Tita Chuntana Chinda. Thomas McCoy Chuang. Brandon Douglas Coder. Jack Scott Conser. Morgan Diana Cook. Zoe Zion Cooper. Paul Joseph Creighton. Hannah Josephine Cremens. Corinne Renee Krotzer. Ray Hunter Cruz. Daviana Grace Davis. Leah Isabel DeGroat. Sofia de la Puente Gonzalez. Andrew Christopher Diaz. Amanda Joy Dillon. Daryl Allen Doherty. Luke Arthur Downey. Lexus Jagridi Dooley. Dana Lily Dwyer. Brock Henry Dykema. Trent James Dykema. Madeline Jewel Earl. Sydney Hope Eckert. Calvin Moose Ellert. Kyle James Elliott. Evans Thomas Echeverry. Dylan Mark Ewing. Caitlin Bailey Fay. Jake Ryan William Feiner. Dylan Felix Rosales. Isabella Filippi. Caleb Ray Fishman. Zaylin Ayana Fisher Jansen. Emma Jewel Flynn. Zachary William Foss. Catherine Lynn Fox. Riley Davis Frankowski. Laura Elena Frywald. Samuel Paul French. Kimberly Bullaporn Fong. Andreas Jacob Gallegos. Janeth Garcia. Yasmin Garcia Hernandez. Jessie Lynn Garnis. Taylor Diane Garnis. Ashley Ann Gashler. Trey Matthew Gerlach. Matthew Giles. Nathan Brandon Ginn. Stefano Giovanzana. Catherine Lane Gonzalez. Jacqueline Ariel Gonzalez. Dennis Gordillo Nahara. Mallory Christine Granger. Nicholas Eric Grassinger. Brandon Anthony Graves. Abigail Priscilla Gray. You got an easy one for me? Kendra Hauser Green. Lucas Steve Green. Eric Scott Grissant. Rebecca Marie Gruner. Tyler Aaron Jurgens. Felix Gutierrez. Zachary Nelson Hainline. Jonathan Paul Hallmark. Aubrey Marie Hanrahan. Connor Michael Hansen. Robert Christopher Hardwick. Brandon Troy Harper. Amanda Pauline Harvey. Cassidy Renee Hauk. Summer Lynn Hebert. Destiny Anne-Marie Heinrich. Noel Lee Hernandez. Teresa Cruz Herrera. Andrew Allen Height. Henry Robert Theophil Hildebrandt. Riley Aaron Hinklin. Connor Joseph Hook. Mitchell James Houseman. Andrew Dominic Rubeski. Ashton Wilder Hubert. Ryan Michael Huey. Andrea Kathleen Ibsen. Nicholas Arthur Janney. Brooke Tyler Joseph. Christian James Jonason. Joshua V. Daniel Jordan. Malachi Logan 7. Jordan Adsit. Madeline Sarah Carr. Liam Wolf Kendrick. Sam Christopher Klein. Andrake Christian Connectal. Holly Nicole Kaut. Olivia Quinn Landers. Kaylin Jade Landry. Opal Blue Langton. Brandon Patrick Larrabee. Hannah Rochelle Larimore. Kara Abigail Lasala. James Joseph Lee. Austin Joseph Leach. James Brannon Lemmix. Christian Mark Leslie. Aaron Moore Lai. Emma Catherine Lilly. Lucy Meijing Lomax. Megan Leah Long. Mallory Christine Lopez. Yoon Gi Ludwig. Alexander John Lujan. Mariah Renee Luna. Megan Rose McGill. Tatum Serene Matas Pratt. Nicole K. Martinez. Thomas James Mock. Madison Nicole Malden. Samson Bowman McCaig. Molly Marie McCoy. Ashley Ray McCune. Teresa Marie McLaughlin. Christopher Lee Madrano. Jesus Alberto Melendez. Itzel Mendoza. Connor Menzies. Katie Christine Mativier. Brendan Patrick Virgil Millette. Ashley Jean Moffett. Connor James Monroe. Vanessa Morales Quiroz. Lindley Tosh Morrison. William May Mosley. Grayson Rain Murphy. Andrew James Musgrave. Haley Case Myler. Paulina Crone Ness. Vanessa Narvez. Brandon Alfred Nelson. Naomi Marie Neubauer. Parker Len Nicholas. Jared Matthew Nielsen. Jenna Marie Nielsen. Kayla Michelle Noble. Samuel June Noledo. Phoebe Ann Norman. Laura Ann Nowakowski. Owen Travis O'Brien. Savannah Jackson Orvis. Abigail Ray Palmer. Nicholas John Pastorzik. Bronco Forrest Patterson. Trevor Aaron Paul Patskowski. Emma Jean Pearson. Emma Elizabeth Perry. Matthew Ryan Perry. Connor Edward Peskin. Harmony Jasmine Peterson. Trevor Keith Pickett. Jackson Thomas Richard Pitts. Kayla Hong Petrukas. Emily Rose Potter. Michael David Potter. Caesar Alejandro Prieto. Megan Ray Prumbach. Anna Jerry Rahal. Gisella Rose Rainsford. Miguel Angel Rico Gonzalez. Avon Emerson Risk. Trevor Carlos Readers. Levi Anthony Roberts. Adrienne Janice King Rodriguez. Jack Dylan Roper. Rachel Elizabeth Leah Ross. Joseph Dennis Roth Bogret. Elizabeth Grace Salmeron. Elizabeth Grace Salmeron. Keone James San Miguel. Taylor Shea Sandel. Avery Dale Sands. Nicole Marie Schlegel. Max Gregory Schlutz. Oscar Luis Serna Jr. Victoria Michelle Sharif Taylor. William James Schrader. Susanna Shrestha. Suzanne Shrestha. Logan Jacob Symington. Emma Rose Simonson. Christopher Ray Smedley. Sean Austin Smith. Joshua Lee Solano. Gio Sotelo. Fernanda Teresa Soto. Kelly Farrar Speckle. Alexander Joseph Stasiak. Spencer Ronnie Stefan. Malia Ann Steputus. Caden Nathaniel Stice. Elizabeth Lynn Stone. Isaac Reed Sullivan. Jared Matthew Taylor. Justin Elias Thompson. Amanda Michelle Tomaszewski. Jalissa Jasmine Torres. Mika Davina Torres. Myra I. Tran. Natalie Taylor Trujillo. Jacob Edward Tucker. Delaney Ray Turrison. Jordan Renee Victor. Cole Allen Viator. Jessica Ray Verdon. Brandy Phuong Vu. Ladies and gentlemen, greeting her brother on stage is Silver Creek High School 2015 graduate, Army Specialist Angela Walter. His sister, Specialist Walter, just graduated Airborne School and has been serving for the past 12 months in South Korea. Adam Philip Walter. I'll give you time, bro. Okay, cool. All right, here we go, bro. Christian Ryan Warner. Give me that thing. You made it. Justice James Waycott. Aaron Temple Weiner. Elijah Sage Weiner. Lexi Shea Weinheimer. Jacob Thomas Wettenkamp. Jenny Marie Wygant. Hope Victoria Wheelock. Henry Aiden Wisman. Anthony Lee White. Donovan Dean Whitehead. Haley Francis Wildhurt. Benjamin Hayes Willett. Jacob Reese Clark Williams. Ryan Zachary Williamson. Abigail Rosemarie Winkler. Matthew McManus Wynn. Robert Lewis Winter III. Michaela Rose Wolf. Emily Claire Workman. Julia Amico Worthington. Jessica Amber Zias. Matthew Hunter Zellabor.
Graduates, congratulations. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Bob Smith, President of the St. Vrain Valley School Board, to provide remarks and certification of our graduates and diplomas.
Thank you. I have to move this down a little bit here. Wow, what a marvelous and moving celebration. You guys, this is just an incredible class. You guys are amazing. So congratulations to you, to your parents, to your grandparents, your friends and family who are here. And I want to give a special shout out or recognition to an amazing faculty who certainly play a big role. So I'm not only here to certify, but I also want to celebrate and participate in the celebration of your many accomplishments. They certainly speak to your competence. But I think what was, and Eric had, Principal Finstead had given me some of the things that you've achieved, and he went through them, and just a remarkable group of folks, young folks that you are. But I think what perhaps moved me most is the comment by Vice Principal Karen Norris, who said that this may be the most compassionate and the most empathetic group of young folks that she's ever worked with. And that's an amazing, a tribute to you guys. So I congratulate you. I wish you well. And without further ado, it is with great pride, on behalf of the school board of the St. Vrain Valley Schools, that I provide certification of your diplomas. And I hereby declare that the Silver Creek High School seniors have met all of the requirements for graduation as prescribed by the St. Vrain Valley Board of Education, and I accept this recommendation for the Silver Creek High School graduating class of 2018. Congratulations, and move your tassels from the left to signify your commencement.
Guests and graduates of the class of 2018 from Silver Creek High School, I would like to congratulate all of you, and it is with great pleasure that I present to you the 2018 class of Silver Creek High School graduates. Raptors, at this point, you can let them fly. Congratulations.
Well, it is that.
It's like a different graduation ceremony.
Really nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you.
All right.
We have this still recording, and I am going to press.
Oh, I didn't even know where that was. All right, good enough. We'll see you.
Yeah. See you, Bob.
We'll see you.
Thank you both.
Yes, sir. Well, as much as I hate you, I guess I put this thing on.